Well, welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Heather Frierson, and I'm your host of the Business Spotlight podcast. And today I have Leah Sigler, president of the TeleDentist. And she's going to be sharing all about her journey to becoming an executive at the TeleDentist. In fact, she's president, and just her journey and what she's learned, really peeling back the curtain of what it's like to be an executive leader in a business like the TeleDentist. So if this is
Yeah.
your first time to the show, be sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss a notification every time a new show drops, just like this one. Well, Leah, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to get to know you and talk more about me and the teledentists.
Me too, because this is a very interesting concept that I can't wait to dive into. And
Mhm,
so, just to
mhm.
set the stage for everyone, why don't you share a little bit of background about who you are
Yeah,
and the teledentist?
that's going to take up the whole 30 minutes, so I'll do a brief overview.
Okay.
But I am Leah Sigler. I'm actually a dental hygienist, and I am from Kansas City. Go Chiefs! And so I am from a dental family. My grandpa was a dentist, my uncle, both my parents. I have some cousins. I mean, it is oral
Wow.
health central here. Yes. I'm the only kid in the family that's never had a cavity, so I'm
Wow. It
you
works.
know it does. It really does. Please floss your teeth. But long story short, I actually went to Whittier College for my undergraduate degree, and I escaped to Guatemala afterwards for the Peace Corps. So I was in
Oh, wow.
Guatemala for 2 years, and I was teaching other teachers or Guatemalan teachers how to teach oral health education. Like that was my go-to at brushing, flossing, honestly, just washing hands and everything else too. So I knew in my heart I was going to always come back to oral health. And so when I came home from Guatemala, I went to hygiene school and started working with my parents, who are amazing dentists. They are no longer drill and fill, but around 2014, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about the teledentist now. Perfect segue. Around 2014, my mom, Maria Kunstadter, she was nominated to be the dental director for a pains society here in Kansas City. It's a national group that was addressing the opioid crisis.
Mm.
And in the top 10 reasons of why people go to the emergency room or urgent care was always toothaches. And I don't know if you're familiar, but
Wow.
there's no dentist in emergency departments. Yeah, correct.
I
Um,
don't know if I've ever thought about it, but that does make sense.
right. And honestly, it was an eye-opening experience because as somebody who lives and breathes in the dental world, I thought that's crazy. Um, why would you go there? But 50% of people in the United States don't have dental insurance or a place that they call a dental home or dental office. So for
Wow.
somebody who doesn't, live and breathe dentistry, that would be a first place because they don't know where else to go. A lot of times it's because they don't have the coverage or it happens on the weekends. Dental offices are unfortunately only open about 30% of the work week. So
Mm,
outside of
that's
that,
true.
emergency department is the next one. So thus was born the teledentist. And I'm sure
Mm.
you have questions on that, and I can't wait to talk about it. But as you can tell, this was like preordained, predestined for me to be
Yeah.
um, in oral health, and now I can do it in a much broader scope, pardon me, instead of just in my dental clinic.
That's a great story. And not only that, like just the fact that there are no dentists, of course, in the ER. Of course, I've been to the ER.
Mhm,
Probably all of us have been at some point.
mhm,
And I've never thought about that before. And so
mhm.
with that concept or understanding and that fact, was the teledentist founded in 2014? Is that what you were saying?
That's correct. 2014, we established. We
Okay, so
actually were
you helped
originally called.
establish. I just want to understand. You helped
Yes,
establish this.
I've been
Wow.
it. I've been in it since the get-go. My mom, the Maria Kunstadter, is the founder, and she's now the CEO. And bless her heart, she is extremely dental oriented and maybe not as much technologically oriented. So she called in me her resident tech expert, as most kids are for them. And I saw the extreme need for this and the
Mhm.
capabilities that the teledentist could do, and of course, I wouldn't let me go. So it is a family-run, women-run business. My mom and I are
Wow.
the lead. Correct. And I get to work with her every day, and it's just an incredible blessing, which I'm happy to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is very interesting. That's such a national company of dentists, which you
Yep.
often think, or I do maybe, as corporation, that
Mhm.
it's family owned, women
Yep.
owned.
That's right. We are a women-run business, and we have about 300 dentists across the United States who
Wow.
work for us. So we're not doing all the calls ourselves, thank goodness. But we have the dentists, we call them our bench dentists, and they are all vetted. We do background checks, we train them, and we even partnered, especially in the beginning, when this concept was beyond new. We partnered with the disabled and the retired dentist associations because they were still able to click a
Mm,
button instead of drill and fill. So those dentists have been the biggest supporters in
mm,
this endeavor, especially because we've given them another outlet in which to
mm.
practice dentistry. So that's been wonderful.
I love that you say it's the second time you said it, drill and fill. I've never heard that.
Well, we love to drill down. So yes, that's correct.
I love
There's going
that.
to be a lot of oral health innuendos here. Sorry.
Let's do it. Okay, so tell us exactly how it works.
Sure. So you can find us just by Google searching teledentist or dentist emergency. We actually are partnered, we are in network and partnered with Aetna and Anthem. We worked with Cigna during COVID, several other large payers like HR and I Dental Vision. They just went from Paramount to that. So that's been a fun switch. And we also work with senior facilities. We have integrated with Point Click Care, which is in about 22,000 senior facilities, a huge group that needs attention in the oral health spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's hard to get out of their facility. They can connect. And we are on an international, in fact, interstellar telehealth platform. I say interstellar because they were actually chosen to go on the spaceships. The company's named VC. Yes, they worked in interstellar on the
Wow.
spaceships for telehealth. So we white labeled their platform, which again, nobody had done
Wait a
teledentistry
minute,
before.
back up. That you went too fast to that. Go back up.
I did, didn't I?
My
Sorry.
shock wore off just a second. I was like, wait, 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 wait.
Okay.
Go back. Say that again.
Sure. So VC actually is the telehealth company that was chosen to go up in space with the astronauts in case they needed a health consultation when
Mm-hmm.
in orbit. So it is our interstellar, if you will, platform that we use. And it's
Wow.
amazing. Yes, it's a secure company. It has amazing bandwidth and we've tested the limits, trust me. But BC basically keeps us in compliance for all telehealth rules and regulations, and then we keep us compliant for all dental rules and regulations. So that's been a
So have you
very
treated an
interesting journey.
astronaut in space?
God, I wish. No, they haven't had any toothaches yet, but I'm sure they will. I'm sure we'll get
Not
there.
even the two that were stuck up there
Can
by
you imagine?
accident for
They,
no.
yes, they should have probably at least consulted with us. I'm sure they have
It's
ran out of
something.
floss a long time ago.
Oh, that's
They're never going to
scary.
run out of tampons, but just definitely floss, right? Have you seen the new one about Sally Ride? I love her. That's right. That's right. Sorry, I went there.
Yes.
So, long story short, if you have a toothache, it's usually it's the weekend or you don't
Mm-hmm.
have access to your dentist. It's always some excuse, right? And shame on the dental department or the dental industry for this, but a lot of people can't get a hold of their dentist, so they connect with us. And I'm sure you
Mm-hmm.
had a telehealth consultation, maybe even during COVID, where you did
For
what we're
sure.
doing right now, a FaceTime
Mm-hmm.
conversation with a physician, right?
Right.
Well, instead of a physician, you're getting a dentist. And this is when it gets personal. I don't know if the listeners can see this part, but you get people. I'm not kidding. And especially if they're coming in on their cell phones. I mean, they put their phone down their throat to show us that one
Right.
tooth in the back. And Um, like I mentioned, we've trained our dentists so that they know the right questions to ask. We make sure there's no scary swelling because a dental
Mhm.
abscess can lead to worse conditions like
Mhm.
brain and
Yeah.
other trauma issues, and people have passed away from it. So we can e-prescribe a non-narcotic medication. So no narcotics here, which I know they changed the laws in telehealth, but we chose to stick with that.
Mm.
So an antibiotic, an antiviral. We even do like a magic mouth rinse. If somebody has a canker sore or something, they can swish with that and it helps that pain go
Mhm.
down. And then we take it one step further. I know you heard me say that 50% of people in the United States don't have a dental office.
Mhm.
So we ask them, do you need help finding a dental office? And about 14% of people that come to see us actually get put into a dental office by our amazing customer service representative
Wow.
teams, helping find and schedule appointments for them.
That's amazing. So clients, or if you will, come in virtually, say, I've got something going on. You
Hmm.
do the diagnosis from what you see over the computer,
Correct.
and
Hmm.
then at times can give them medication through
Yes.
mail, I'm assuming.
No, through their pharmacy. They
Oh,
get to
yes, of
choose their
course.
pharmacy. Yeah, e-prescription.
The same thing. I don't know why I
Hey,
said mail.
we've
That's
done that though. We really have, like with our seniors. We can do it by mail order. That works as well. Yes.
okay. And
Mhm.
so, and then you find them a dentist so that they can continue their health care in real time.
Journey. That's correct. Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I have some more statistics to spout out. That
Okay.
84% of people who used our services did not go to the emergency room. So they were
Mm,
on their way. They consulted with the teledentist, and instead they were not. They did not go to the ED. So
mm.
we talked to several of our payer partners, and in calculating how many people we've seen with them, the 84%, we have estimated we've saved about 14 million healthcare dollars in one
Wow.
year just from our minimal work, which is astronomical if you think about that
Yeah.
effects and how many trillions of healthcare dollars. So
Yes.
we're pretty proud. We're pretty proud
Yes.
of our little dent that we're making.
For sure. That is amazing. I'm curious about when you started in 2014.
Mhm.
How did you, because this is such a big endeavor, you had to build a concept out, a pitch deck or whatever. And
Mhm.
I, and correct me if I'm wrong, probably had to go get investors.
Correct.
Can you share a little bit about that journey?
Absolutely. So even now, Heather, we've been around for, 11 years and people are still going, well, what's teledentistry? I get it. It's a bizarre concept. And my April Fool's joke was that I'm developing an AI tool to reach through the screen and fix your tooth. But until we get to
Wouldn't
the
that be
Star Trek
amazing?
era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one day. But we really had to do some R&I, research and development. And we worked locally here in Kansas City with the sliding
Hmm.
scale clinic who let us put a kiosk in their clinic. So anybody that came in like this or with a toothache, chief complaint, they were sent over to the kiosk. And we were in there for about a year while we were developing our own boutique platform, if you will.
Hmm.
And that's when we realized, oh, this is going to be bigger than a boutique platform.
Wow.
So that's when we then reached over to VC and started white labeling them. And we always thought, genuinely, we always thought that dentists were going to be the biggest hurdle for us because, bless their hearts, dentists can be a little bit stick in the mud, hard to adapt to new technology. Well, the initial round of our angel investors were all dentists, all dentists.
Wow.
And they all wanted to be the ones answering the calls.
Mm,
So the retired and the
interesting.
disabled dentists not only came in force to employ to be our employees, they basically backed us in the first few years, and we didn't even raise a million. I mean, we were just shy of a million on our first series, our first angel investment, and then COVID hit. So
Mm.
we were
But I would
about to
think
do.
that's a good. I would think that's
Oh,
good.
oh
Okay.
yes, correct. That COVID, unfortunately, was a great thing for our business. Correct.
Yeah.
because we were about to launch our Series A round. We actually had it for March 20th of 2020. And yeah, anytime I mention that date, people are like, oh,
Oh, bless your heart.
so all those investors tucked and ran, which I don't blame them. I get
Hmm.
it. Hopefully, please, anything, we never have to experience that again. But 3 weeks later, we got a call from Cigna, and they needed us to take care of their patients who couldn't get in. 2 weeks after that, we got a call from Anthem, and we were ready. We had all the dentists trained.
Wow.
We had everything in place. I mean, we were turnkey the next day. Our website traffic flooded. Oh, what was that percentage? Like 1,700%. I mean, it was insane.
Wow.
So we have just been running on revenues ever since. And
That's amazing.
we it
So,
it yeah, go ahead.
so
Yeah.
your initial angel investors, which were dentists, they said, never mind, took their money back. But
No. Sorry, this was our Series A after the
oh, okay,
angel.
got it.
Yes,
Okay, got it.
yes. So second
But you
round,
didn't need it because COVID hit and
right?
it was just like, here's our money, please help us.
Correct.
From
Yes.
clients, if that's, I don't know if that's the best word to use,
Yeah, absolutely.
dentist
Customers. Uh-huh.
office, customers. Yeah, I'm like, what am I?
Yeah, yeah,
um, that's
yes.
incredible. And
So,
I understand, not to say that COVID is a
mhm,
good thing, but there are certain businesses, and I've done this podcast with
yeah,
lots of entrepreneurs and business leaders, that their services were desperately needed during COVID.
yes, yes. It proved our concept. It
Mm,
proved it right there because
yeah.
before we had to explain that annually 2 million people go to the emergency room. Every 15 seconds, somebody's there with a toothache. And until they didn't have that as an alternative resource,
Mm,
that's when it's, oh, I guess we do like teledentistry. And sure enough,
yeah.
again, we proved the importance of access to oral health care, regardless of if it was a pandemic or not. But again, COVID truly did give us that
Hmm.
spotlight that we needed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now, 2025,
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, but
Ooh,
there's so many services online, from dentists to counseling. It's kind of the
mhm.
norm, and sounds like you might have been one of
Yes,
the first forerunners in this.
that's correct. We definitely have had a couple copycats, as we call them. Um, and I appreciate that because I can't remember who said the quote, but if you don't have competitors, you don't have an industry. And
Mm,
we
that's good.
truly started this industry. I credit Maria Kunstadter to all of this. She was the one that came up with the idea. We all got together and implemented it, but without her genius, we wouldn't be here. So,
Mm,
um, and there's the let me see how I can phrase this. The way that the teledentist is set up, it's not for emergency dentistry only. So as we're dialoguing, this is my mom, right? We're sitting across from each other, yapping like a brick wall, like I mentioned. And we have found about 15 different silos in which we can use teledentistry. So
mm,
we have such an avenue, different avenues, pardon me, that we can use to provide access to oral health care. And I know you heard me say emergency,
mm.
senior care, schools. Um, I mean, you name it, we are there, and we have our little toes in each one of those 15.
Yeah.
And this year is really the biggest one. We have launched our comprehensive virtual care program, which incorporates not just consultations, it is
Hmm.
all services that you can do either remotely or from home for your oral health. And it's just the coolest thing because people want care now and they want it from with ease of access, right?
Yeah.
And now we're able to provide that. So we offer everything from the consultations. We work with a fantastic company that does tooth replacement devices like dentures or partials,
Oh, okay.
a sleep apnea company, which sleep apnea is profound. If
Hmm.
anybody snores, have them contact me. And we work in pediatrics, and I mean, you name it, we offer it. And again, we make sure to vet our partners so that it is the appropriate.
Mm.
AI has been a cool new development. It took us a longer time than some of our competitors because we wanted to make sure we got that right. And truly 25 is the year. Hold on to your hats, folks. I'm very excited.
That's
Yes.
awesome. Did
Yeah.
you have any idea when you and your mom launched this? I mean, you said earlier, you remember the moment you were like, oh, this is not a boutique. But did
Hmm.
you have any vision for this?
Yes. So we tend to come up with the concept before the actual driving home. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Hmm, hmm.
we can see the cloud in the
You see it,
sky
yeah.
before the rocket can get us there. So
Good
that
use of
is
words there.
yes, right. Hey, there you go. Back to it. But yes, absolutely. I mean, and when just in what we started with, right, with ED
Mhm.
diversion, just the numbers alone, it's now as of 24, 3 billion healthcare dollars are spent on toothaches in emergency departments and urgent
Wow.
care every year. That's just one of our 15 markets. So seeing that alone was like, oh, this is big. And
Yeah.
then the demand and the drive and all these cool new startup
Mm.
companies that are coming to us and saying, hey, we have an oral healthcare product. Can you help us launch? And that right there is kind of like the major pat on the back because we still consider ourselves a startup company,
Mm.
because we continue to find new avenues in which to use our services and being able to bring other companies up with us. That is, we were just talking about that today, how cool to see, like
Mm.
we open our emails, who's contacted us today and how can we make that work? So
Yeah.
yes, it's definitely the pie in the sky is up there waiting for
Yeah.
me.
It's really a cool journey to hear about and to see. And I'm such a geek out when I see, AI and how
Yeah.
things evolve. And
Mhm.
how are you, from this perspective, strategizing and
Mm,
bringing people on board? Because it's obviously not you and your mom anymore.
right. Right. Very good question. It's only four of us total in the
Oh,
admin, but we have it set up so good, to be blatant,
hmm,
with our dentists. Our dentists, the ones that
okay.
are our bench dentists taking the calls, we tell them, hey, new company's coming, and they're like, cool, let's go. I mean, they are the coolest, most
Wow.
cutting edge folks, and we wouldn't be able to do it without them,
Yeah.
seriously, because we have our system in such a good protocol place that
Hmm.
when we bring on a new company, we train the dentist and the next day we're off. I mean, we are turnkey. It is the
Wow.
coolest experience to get an email, meet with that person, and then launch the next week because I mean, maybe not the next week, but we can do that
Yeah.
if needed. So it's about surrounding yourself with people who are yes people right there.
Mm.
You got to have one no person just in case,
Yeah.
right? You got to have that
Yeah.
one that's like, ah,
Let's
let's
think
pull
about
it
this.
back. Right.
Yeah.
Pull it back, but surrounding yourself with people who are doers and not just thinkers, because
Mm.
being able to say, hey, there's this new company, I'm not sure how it fits. Well, let's dialogue, let's look at use cases, and we'll make it fit, and 98% of the time we do.
Wow. What, without having to give away all of your secrets,
Okay.
unless you want to,
Yeah, I'm open book here.
what type of revenue is the telehealth dentist generating when you're reaching millions,
Hmm.
it sounds like, of people?
Hmm. Well, and yeah, you're right. We are available to millions of people through our
Mm.
payer partners. I think the latest statistic, which I read, that teledentistry is going to be like 3 billion. 2.6 was the number, but I like to round up.
Yeah.
And we are,
I love that.
I
You're
mean,
like, I'm
hello,
going to
right?
round up to 3
We don't
billion.
round
Why
down
not?
anymore. We round up. Correct. And we are the lead in the market. Our
Wow.
the deal is here. Let me explain a little bit further too. The competitors we mentioned earlier are still stuck in the dental industry.
Mm.
They are only focused on working with dentists and in dental offices. And the teledentists, that's why we don't really say we have competitors, because we are
Mm.
more of a dental medical bridge. And we even, when we go and do our like showcases and our conferences, we have a
Hmm.
really fun sign. It's got the Tower Bridge in London, and it says "Bridging the Gap in Oral
Mm.
Health." And it's true that that is our goal, because we can't just get stuck in one silo. That's where you, if you burrow down too deep, there's going to be an end to the burrow, right? And
Hmm.
we are definitely the groundhogs that keep our heads up and look for the next one. So this is probably, well, I can go ahead and tell you, we have increased every year, average of 16%. COVID year, COVID
Wow.
year
Yeah.
was 1,500%. That was
Oh
in the
my
last three
gosh.
quarters. Yes, correct. So
Wow.
that was fun, and the grays to show it. But statistically, and with our in industry, we are still growing at like a 16% rate. So
That's
it's
incredible.
slower than I want it to be,
Yeah, it's
but
not
25
boutique for
will,
sure.
can you imagine? If it's in the
No.
20s, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for
Yeah.
that.
I love when I asked the question, I could tell you were looking at something on your computer, like a spreadsheet or something. You're like 2.6, but it's actually 3.
That's right. I got to get the right statistic. I mean,
Gotta
come
get
on.
there.
Well, and that's another thing. Like you laugh about me rounding up, but I have to stay on the
Yeah,
up. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
the we don't say
I
if
laugh
this
because it's
happens
joyful.
anymore. Okay, good. That's right. No,
It's
that's right. Absolutely.
congratulations. Don't laugh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We don't say if anymore. We say
Mm,
when, because that
mm,
you, again, startups, you hear no a lot. Like you're gonna
yeah,
hear no, just like Babe Ruth, you're gonna hear no for a majority of it.
yeah,
But it's that one yes that's like, oh, okay, we're good. Let's go. And that is
yeah,
why I try and maintain that joyful positivity.
yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Just to get a little personal, how does it feel to be the president and
Yeah.
founder of
Yeah.
a company that's revenue and is that much and reaching that many people? What does it mean to you?
Well, and I truly am an open book. So disclosing the nepotism of both my parents and my mom
No.
specifically, that's always like a touchy subject, right? Oh, she I think, oh, she's riding on the coattails of her mom. But really, girl, I'm gonna tell you what, I am so inspired by her every day.
That's
She's the
amazing.
coolest woman. And the fact that she trusts me enough to do this with her,
Mm,
it's a huge honor. And
mm,
I love seeing the success stories. Oh, here I go getting emotional.
mm,
We do a lot of reviews with patients. We make sure we're taking care of them to the best that we can. And
mhm,
the reviews and the stories that you hear from these people who are connecting are the reason to go on.
mhm.
And like just saving people from having to spend thousands of dollars, um, talking to people who are in acute pain. I mean, I'm sure you've had a toothache in your life, and that is
Yeah,
no joke. That
no joke.
hurts. And people
When
are
that wisdom
scared.
tooth came in, that was not
Oh,
fun.
right? Exactly. So taking people off that scared shelf and showing them that it's
Mm,
going to be okay, it's a daily affirmation of what I'm doing. My kids, I love them so much. I've got a 7-year-old girl and a
oh,
4-year-old boy,
love
and
it.
I work from home. But they also will be here every once in a while. I'm surprised the sun hasn't popped up in the background. And they're like, "Oh, you're not working. You're home with me.
You're
You're here for me." I'm like, "Oh, honey,
oh, honey,
mm,
if you only knew.
okay, right?" So mommy's days from home are combined joy of doing
Mm,
this while going to the park a couple minutes before this with my son and playing and running.
that's amazing.
So I am in a very healthy, happy space, and
Mhm,
I encourage anyone that has a dream to pursue it.
mm,
And I will lift you up if you need it. Like, come talk to me. I would,
that's
I'd love
amazing.
to encourage other, especially women. I mean, you know how hard it is
Mhm,
to be a woman-run
for
business.
sure.
The funding's not there, the support,
Mhm.
talking to a bunch of old white men all day. That's why I always go Chiefs. I mean, right?
At least you're in the
That
right city.
oh, it's about the most of football knowledge that I have though. So
Me too.
I know Patrick Mahomes, Chief Kelsey is what we call him, and
Yeah,
Taylor Swift. Those are my
that's
favorite
it.
players.
That's all I know too. So we have that in common.
But Yes, on a very personal note, this has been a roller coaster joyful ride. And it's moments like these when I get to be highlighted and
Mm.
talk to someone with you, like you, Heather, that it's like,
Aw.
dang, I'm doing good. Okay, okay. All right. Pat that back.
We got it going on.
Like, yeah, someone wants to hear my story. All right. That's
Yeah, I
okay.
love it. Well, I also love just the heart behind it. Like you're here, but also you didn't have, it doesn't sound like to me that you had this, I'm going to do this. It was, I want to go help people in Guatemala for oral health. And it was just from the heart and the mission and the
Yeah.
passion that you've had all your life that built this.
Yes.
And I think that speaks volumes into what uh, the passion that you're able to bring to your team and to the world.
Thank you, Heather. That's very sweet. My mom jokingly calls me the CPO, the Chief Passion Officer. Because you're right. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like my hygiene like background with preventative care, or if it's just the fact that I get to be with my mom, or the fact that I am, like you mentioned, helping people. But we don't
Hmm.
come at this from a dollar standpoint. We're not here because we
Yeah.
were looking at dollar, obviously that 3 billion market's pretty
Hmm.
tantalizing, but it's a problem. It's
Hmm.
not an okay um industry. It is unhealthy that where people are going and how people are taking care of their oral health. And if we could just, and yeah, here comes my passion. If we could just include dentistry and oral health in all aspects of healthcare, which is what we're doing,
Hmm.
that's the boulder up the hill that we're pushing. We're going to see not only healthier people, but healthier kids as they grow. We're going to see
Hmm.
reduction in costs and just longevity and yeah, so that's my drive, just trying to
Yeah.
make a difference because I know I can't go plant a tree in my yard, but I can teach a kid how to brush
Mm.
their teeth properly, or teach a parent how to take care of their elderly senior, and those little people will then turn into a mass and hopefully
Yeah.
leave some sort of legacy behind. Yes,
That's
absolutely.
incredible. Where do you
Oh,
see
thanks.
the teledentist being in 5 to 10 years?
Okay, so dream goal that will basically be taking over the world, and that's almost a joke. We're looking at franchising this year. Actually, we are in talks with a couple in England, South Africa, Canada, Australia. So
Hmm.
because the United States is not the only one with oral health issues, right? Um,
Okay.
Oral disease is the number one disease in the world, and it's 98% preventable. So
Mm.
we're taking this internationally, and I anticipate, and I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to demand that other telehealth companies start recognizing dentistry as part of their
Mm.
telehealth services, because
Mm.
you look at any massive telehealth company, Teladoc, all those guys, no one has oral health,
I didn't
not a
even,
one.
I would assume it just
Mhm.
was there. So that shocked me that you even said that.
hmm I had a consultation myself personally with a teledoc company. I'm just going to use that as the name. And I asked the physician, I said, how many toothaches do you get? He goes, oh, 2 to 3 a day. And that's just one in that massive, one provider in that massive company. So why they haven't yet, I don't know, but that's a door we're
Yeah.
kicking down as well in 25.
Yeah.
Um, and a couple companies have come to us and really working with us, which is great. But our goal is just to be anywhere a dentist is needed.
Mm.
And if that's
Yeah.
virtually, great. And then when we get more dental offices to include us, then we can use that network as well. So yeah,
Yeah. I love that.
small goals of
Small
reaching the sky.
goals.
Right, yeah.
You need to dream a little bigger, I
I,
think.
I tell my mom, I'm like, you're the brain and I'm Pinky. Because what are we doing today? We're taking over the world
We're
again,
taking over the
like
world.
that's
I
right.
love
That's
that.
right. I'll be her
What
Pinky
does
any day.
I think that's a great team. I would love to meet your mom. You probably should have her on next time when
Great.
you do a
I would
follow-up.
love that. Heck yes. You have her by herself. She'll take over the show, sister. She's a great conversationalist.
Explain what franchising looks like. You're at the president of
hmm
telehealth. So I think franchise, I think Chick-fil-A, like that
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
So what does it look like if you franchise the telehealth teledentist?
Yeah, perfect. Chick-fil-A is a great example. They have the recipe, they have the logo, they have the marketing
Yeah.
tools. It's a proven concept. So to copy and paste that over here,
Mm-hmm.
Easy, right? Well, that's us. We have a proven concept. We've been around for 11 years now. We've got this down to a science. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember I mentioned how easily we can turnkey.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing in franchise, because we recognize that oral health or healthcare in general
Mm-hmm.
is cultural. So we're not going to go over to
Okay.
England and say, oh, you need to straighten those teeth, because that's probably not on their highest priority, right?
Interesting.
But we've got all the tools to make the Chick-fil-A teledentist in England as a start, and using the British dentists who have the culture to build
Mm.
it up and flourish it. So that is
Wow.
what we are doing in the franchise movement.
And you would still be at the helm.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
You're like,
We'll
oh
be
yeah.
the technical, we're the platform. I
Yeah.
mean, correct, yes. But we are giving them the toolkits package
Mm-hmm.
that's so nicely put together, and letting them put their unique stamp on it and run it the way that their culture needs access to oral health.
I That's such an interesting viewpoint, and one that I've never obviously thought about, but yeah, they have
Mhm,
different
mhm,
ideas.
mhm.
Everyone
Yep.
does, no matter where they live.
Right. Well, perfect example, when I was in Guatemala, I was teaching this group of teachers a couple of lessons that they could include in their classwork, like washing hands, brushing
Mm-hmm.
teeth. And one of the teachers looks up at me. He goes, ma'am, I'm sorry, but my school doesn't have running water. How am I supposed to teach that? And most
Mm.
of the kids that come to this school live in shacks on the side of the road. How am I supposed to teach them to wash their hands when there's no access to water?
Mm.
So that's like the perfect example, right?
Yeah.
White privilege me, I'm just gonna say it, white
Mm.
privilege me coming into Guatemala thinking, oh, how gross, they don't wash their hands,
Yeah.
because they can't. So
Yeah.
there's no way for me to come into a foreign country. And it's also very important that us in the United States, we have such a diverse group of dentists. I mean, it is so cool. From
Mm-hmm.
retired 80 plus year old dentists who are still, clicking away, to the recent graduates who emigrated to this country to go
Mm-hmm.
to dental school.
Mm.
So it is very important to keep that, because I'm not going to come in and tell you,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
you're
good.
not doing it right in a different country. I mean, that's just totally inappropriate.
Yeah,
So,
no, very smart, very wise. What would you say the one of the biggest roadblocks or challenges you need to overcome to get to that point of franchising?
yeah, absolutely. That would be awareness of teledentistry. Just simple
Mm,
fact. And probably before you heard about my company, you hadn't heard about teledentistry, right? So the concept is still, people are still trying to grasp it. Like
mm.
I joked earlier, April Fools, I'm going to reach through the screen and fix your
Yeah.
tooth. They're like, what can you do in teledentistry? Well, again, educating the public, educating
Hmm.
the providers. We again, I can say this thankfully, we have not had a hard problem with provider uptake, because they are
Mm,
really cool dentists on board with us. But I'm talking about that medical provider
mm,
at Teladoc that's saying, "Oh, I do consults," and that's practicing outside of their scope of
mm,
practice, right?
mm,
Acknowledgement of the concept, or awareness of the concept, and really always going to just come down to funding. We
hmm.
could always use additional funds to apply towards our marketing, or hiring more staff. I mean, you name it. And unfortunately, with the, what is it, 2% of women run businesses that get funding?
Hmm.
That's been fun to try
Yeah.
to break that glass ceiling. But like I mentioned, we are yes people, and we don't stop. We pretty much, yes, we work 24/7. So
Yeah.
any obstacle that we come across, we powwow. We talk about
Hmm.
how I can get through it, how she can see, how they can see, and
Hmm.
then we come up with a plan of action together.
Yeah. I love that. I love that I'm meeting someone who started as a family-owned business and is now impacting hundreds, thousands of people and have a dream that's bigger than yourself. I love that you're sharing that
Yeah,
and just so transparent about your journey.
absolutely. Well, I have a unique journey, and everyone's just going to be different. And if you don't have a cool mom like mine, I mean, it's definitely going to be a different experience for you. But
She's not
again,
building a billion-dollar company. That's for I have a great mom, but not a billion-dollar company.
I will respect your mom for getting you
Yeah.
here. Okay. Thank you
Yes,
very
that's
much. Go
right. That's
moms.
right.
Go moms everywhere. But
Yes.
making my journey my own, I think that's been the most important too, because um I truly bring my own sense of um business, my own sense of technology skills, and being able to include my personality in the company has been a important part of why I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important. I love that
Yeah.
so much. Well, I want to follow up with you the next couple of years and see what countries you are in as you have
Cool.
franchised. I think that'd be really
That's right.
cool. Definitely going to follow all the things. So, but before we wrap up, I want to get into some fun rapid fire questions. We've
Oh,
already had
yes,
some
I'm ready.
fun.
Okay,
So
let's go.
let's just continue it. All right. What would you say is the key to success for you?
Mm, um, oh man, open-mindedness. I
Mm.
mean, when this concept came to me, I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, oh yeah, open-mindedness for sure. You know what I mean? Like, and taking that and being able to say, oh, I'm gonna put it all over this and creativity. So open-mindedness and creativity. Yes,
I love that. Open mindedness and creativity. That's good.
absolutely.
All right. What would be your advice to other business owners?
Don't stop. I know it's hard.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I know it's hard. And there are days and I'm like, I'm gonna take a long walk and nobody touch me or talk to me. But don't stop, because if you have a passion and you have a drive and you have that problem solving company that can help
Mhm, mhm.
this country or even this world, do it. Please, we need you.
Yeah,
Don't ever stop.
that's so good. That's so good. Okay, book or podcast? What are you reading or listening to right now?
I am a bookaholic, and I recently just canceled a couple of my subscriptions, so I'm back to the bookshelf. I go, but luckily I have a great family that circulates books.
Oh, good.
Fun fact about me, since we're doing this, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my husband and I are all going to the Jane Austen Film Festival in Bath. Yes,
Fun.
so we're rereading all the Jane Austens. There's only six of
Oh,
them,
I
not
love it.
and then I
Ah,
just finished a fantastic novel. Oh, get your tissues. It's called The Book of Hidden Names. Oh, it is a
oh.
World War II story that will just
Oh, wow.
make you aware and acknowledge and thankful of being safe at this
Yeah.
current moment. Yes,
Wow, I bet. I love
love
that.
books.
I love that your whole family is you know, exchanges books and is going to
Yeah,
a fair together.
absolutely. Well, and I do this other tricky thing where I collect a bunch of books. I'll read, collect, and then I'll go to my local bookstore and sell all my
Mhm.
books and then use that money to buy more. And it's just a
That's
terrible
good. It just keeps going.
vicious cycle. But yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's good. Hey, my
Love a
10-year-old
used
old
good book.
asked to go to the library, and I'm like, "Yes, we can go to the library."
Oh my
So
gosh, that is now that's a successful mom moment.
thank
Congratulations.
you.
That's
Thank you. I
beautiful.
feel very good about
Yes.
well, books started becoming expensive. I was like, "How about we try the library?"
Mm-hmm.
She's like wanting to go all the
Mm-hmm.
time. Yes.
Yes.
And
I'm
she would
all
read
about
them
the
and be
library.
done
Get
with
that
it. I'm
Libby
like,
app.
"Oh,
Get that
yeah."
Libby app. Read those books. Yes, please.
Yes, we love it. Okay,
Absolutely.
last rapid fire question, but I love it. If you had a
Okay.
little bit of magic dust, it could
Uh-huh.
sprinkle it anywhere on your business. Where would you sprinkle
Oh.
it?
Okay. I would sprinkle it on my marketing team. There, like I mentioned, the 15 different silos and jokingly, but yes, earlier, everybody has a mouth. Even if you don't have teeth, you need a dentist for your oral cancer
Mhm.
screens. So getting the message out there
Mm.
is very hard. And I'm sorry, but there's nothing really sexy about dentistry. So, you can bite that whatever, but it's get marketing
Yeah,
absolutely needs forever will need a push and a new way to market this concept. So sprinkle that dust for me, please. That'd be
yeah,
great.
I will do it. There you go. There you go.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, before we get to the final question, share with everyone how they can follow you and
Yeah,
like get an appointment.
do it. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on almost all social media, at least as the teledentist. So check out our website, theteledentists.com. It's plural dentists. And then find me on LinkedIn, add me, ask me questions. Let's talk.
Mm.
I'm like obviously a very open book. I will not tell you my weight or my age, but other than that, I will tell you anything you ask me. And I would love to have you come through if you need, or if you know someone that needs a consultation. You can click. There's a massive button on my website that says "See a dentist" right now. It's very easy. Click that.
Wow.
Come through all the states except for Georgia for now. And 24/7, 365.
That's awesome. And if
Yeah.
you connect with Leah on LinkedIn, be sure you tell her you found her on the Business Spotlight podcast.
Yes. And thank you so much again, Heather, for this really, really fun invitation. I obviously love talking about the business, but I really appreciate you letting me be here
Oh,
and share about my experience.
you're so welcome. Well, I can't let you go until you answer the final question, which is
Oh
my
gosh,
favorite,
I'm ready.
which,
Go.
which is most inspiring you. What is most inspiring you today?
That would be my son.
Oh,
He's home today, and I thought about this because I could have said everybody, women, all that. It was my son coming up to me today. He goes, "Mommy, I don't want you to do this meeting. I want you to put me to bed." And I was like, "Well, honey, I have to do this meeting. I want to talk to my friend, or whatever
I love
excuse I
that.
gave him." He goes, "Okay, you do it, mommy." So you do it, mommy, and
You do it,
take
mommy.
take every little moment. Even if you don't have kids, if you have animals, or if you have outside, I don't care where you go. Just take the little moments of inspiration and water them or sprinkle that magic, and that really helps get you through the day.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to tell my kids that that phrase would light up my world.
That's right. Absolutely. Do it, mommy. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, Nike. Don't
Okay.
mind if
Thank
I do.
you.
I feel like trademark maybe, but that's okay.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I love
They
it.
or maybe a new line of Nike advertisement. Do it, mommy.
Oh, look at you still dreaming and thinking and planning.
Always. I'm always coming up with
Always.
something. There's
Okay.
that sprinkle of magic for my marketing team. It's
There it
working
is.
already.
See?
Yes.
Yeah. I love it.
Yes.
I think you could
Yes.
do all kind of things with marketing. My wheels are turning. Maybe.
Bring it on. Bring it on. That would be great. Type me up a quick one. No, I'm
Right.
kidding. New marketing plan from Heather. Thank you.
There it
Yes.
is. Here you go.
I will take it,
Done.
sister. Bring it on.
Love it. Well, this was so fun. You're such a fun person to talk to and such an inspiration.
Thank
And
you
I'm
very
going to be
much. Thank
looking for
you.
those astronauts calling you.
I am too. I know. I'm ready. Like, I don't know where the local pharmacy will be up in space, but hopefully they brought some amoxicillin or something, right? Like,
Something. That's true. I'm sure they thought of everything except for how to get
yes,
them back down.
right. That whole part.
That
That
part.
just gives me claustrophobia. I cannot. No, thank you.
Me
I
too.
did space camp as a kid. That was enough. Like, I'm good.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I have to do that. Well, all right, there you go. All right, well, on that note, I'm just going to thank everybody for joining us today. And be sure to reach out to Leah on LinkedIn and tell her that you heard her and make an
Mhm.
appointment today. And because we all need it for sure.
And like and subscribe because she's got some great content. We need
That's
all
right.
the support we can. And
Mhm.
if you find that pearl of wisdom, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. There you go. That's where we're going to end it. Thanks for
Beautiful.
everybody for joining us today. Thanks for joining me, Leah, and telling your story.
Thank you
Really
so
appreciate
much.
it.
You're awesome.